YouTube, what's going on? Appreciate y'all watching my videos. What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? I know it's early. It's 8:30 where I'm at. So I don't know if somebody gonna jump on or not. No, we got some people coming in. Jeff, what's going on? How's that fleet coming? You know, Jeff, I've been doing research on insurance, man. Insurance is a tough hurdle, man. Um, insurance is just a tough hurdle. You know, you're trying to grow a fleet. You gotta get around this insurance situation. Insurance renewal time? I know, man. I know. But I got a quote. I got a quote from Progressive. I got a quote from Progressive. Is the quote that I got from Progressive is lower than I've been getting, but it's still higher than what I want to pay. It's still higher than I want to pay. If I do go with that quote from Progressive, I may do it. I may do a liability only policy. I may do a liability only policy, and run guys under Progressive, and then and have guys get their own physical damage on their truck. But yeah, so whew. But anyway, let me tell y'all about the quote I got from Progressive. I got a quote from Progressive. It's like 17,900 and change. That's pretty low from Progressive. That's the lowest quote I ever got from Progressive. Because when I first started, I was getting quotes from Progressive like 30 and 40,000. You know, liability only. Like I pulled the quote back. Yeah, I pulled the quote back all the way back to like liability only. It was still like 28,000 or something. And so essentially there was a point where they just wasn't writing policies. It's just a way, because nobody in their right mind would do that policy. You want to stay in the 10, 11, $12,000 range. That's essentially where you want to stay at. Especially with the rates right now, you don't want to spend more than 10, 11,000 on the policy. 12 max. That's $1,000 a month. So somewhere around there, 11. So I got a decision to make. I don't know. I got a decision to make. So the policy is 17. It's basically 18,000. They give you a 3% discount if you give them access to your ELD information, And depending on what they find on your ELD, they can give you as high as a 18% discount uh, on that data. 18%. So it depending on what they see on there, it could be 5%, 10%. They could very well go up on your rate. They could go up on your rate, right? They could go up on your rate. And so that call me later. Let's talk about it. Oh yeah, man. Right. Right. That's what I like about Progressive. Like with Progressive, they will let you grow to just about as many trucks as you can, but you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay. Um, it's a lot of things I've been learning about insurance as far as commercial truck insurance. Um, I want to talk about it, but I don't think I can. I want to talk about it because I don't want to. I don't want to give guys the game because I think I said enough on my channel about trucking. And like it's just some things I've been learning. I don't want to give away some of this stuff because then it'll mess the game up. I feel like I done messed the game up already. Because we truck drivers, we come from we don't have no sense. Like we don't have no education. We're truck drivers are uneducated group. Yeah, that's good. Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, you too. I just got unloaded. I'm gonna do this video, then I'm gonna get out of here. But we are an uneducated group of guys. We are guys and gals because you don't need a college degree to get out here and run a truck. You just go to truck driving school, and there are really no business classes out here that you can take for running a truck. And so, with that being said, the brokers, the whole trucking industry takes advantage of the average truck driver. I mean, there's some guys out here that take their time and educate themselves on how to run a business like a business, right? I'm not talking about, oh yeah, man, I got a truck, man, and I got my LLC. No, 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 no. I'm talking about actually took the time, got you a notebook, okay, took notes, took your time and educated yourself and took notes and took your time and did market research, understand rates, the lanes and the overall growth of trucking and took your time, right? Okay. And once you got out here, the rates and stuff and your equipment and cost per mile and really don't get emotional about deadhead and all this other craziness. Run your truck like a business. Use a calculator to run your truck because essentially we're in business to make money. And so if you're not doing proper calculations to run your truck like a business, then you just running on your truck on emotion. So just like right now, when the rates take a dip, like you think you a federal employee or something, like you got to understand when rates are low, that's the game. Rates rates go up and rates go down. That's just part of the game. And like, you didn't take your time to do a 10-year, 15-year, 20-year outlook and understand that rates go up and down, up and down. That's just the game, man. And you got to prepare for it. You got to set your business up to be able to prepare for that. You really think trucking rates are going to be $5 a mile forever? No, man. The market is in a correction. It's in a correcting state right now. So the market is going to correct itself by dropping the rates, weeding out all the garbage, and then the rates going to come back up. And that's just the game. The stock market does this, the housing market does the same thing. The grocery store market does the same thing. Insurance does the same thing. Car sales do the same thing. The clothing business, the retail business does the same thing. The barber business does the same thing. All business does this, okay? And so you got guys out here that's just getting their pussies wet over normal business fluctuations. This is normal stuff. You prepare. You save your money. You cut your expenses down low. Save your money so you have cash reserves. Like, I'm talking to guys, they up there crying and boo-hoo-hooing. Like, I ain't boo-hoo-hooing. I got money in the bank. I'm a little nervous, but I'm still making money, man. I'm still making about 4,500. I still make 4,500 a week. I make 4,500 a week and I go home every weekend. So, I mean, it don't bother me. I take that back. It does bother me. However, that's just the human side of me just saying, man, damn, these rates like that, but I'm still making money, man. I'm booked up. I just booked some loads last night. I booked the load last night. I booked the load yesterday. I booked some loads yesterday, and then I booked the load last night. And I'm booked up all the way to Friday. And they're not the best paying loads in the world, but you know what? I'm still making. I mean, I got cash in the bank. I ain't hurting. You know what I mean? And it's just like, the type of guy I am, I'm gonna be all right, and I know a lot of guys out here, man, they went out there and they spent all their money and they bought liabilities. They bought a whole bunch of liabilities. They bought charges and they got this expensive truck payment and they went and bought this big old house. No. You haven't earned that yet. You got one truck and you went and bought this big old $200,000-$300,000 house. No, you haven't earned that yet, man. You haven't earned it yet. You know why I can say you haven't earned it? Because you don't have the cash money in the bank. Until you can go pay cash for a house, for $200,000-$300,000 house, you haven't earned it yet. You gotta get a mortgage on the house. You ain't earned it yet. You know what I'm saying? The way to tell that you earned it, you gotta go up there and pay cash for it. You see that house over there? Pay cash for it. If you can pay cash for it without losing sleep, then you know you earned it. But you go up there, you getting the FHA loan, putting 3% down. And you gotta put a mortgage on it. Nah, you ain't earned that yet, man. That ain't nothing but a liability. You got a liability, right? Now you got to pay this payment. But anyway, I was talking about insurance. I went off on a tangent. It's just some stuff that be bothering me. So, like I'm gonna just tell y'all. Let me just tell y'all this. I'm a plain kind of dude. I'm a plain clothes kind of dude. I'm not a lavish kind of dude. I don't spend none of my money. I don't spend none of my money. Like all I spend my money on is my truck, my trailer, and rental properties. That's all I do. I throw money in that. I throw money in my truck, trailer, and rental properties. That's it. That's it. That's all I do. I built my lifestyle to this level to be able to just do that. You know, my bills at the house are dirt low. It's like, like my bills at the house are dirt low. My cars are paid for. I don't have a whole bunch of personal debt. All the debt that I do have is all business. And so all the business debt takes care of itself. And so let me just say that. And so, I mean, I'm talking to guys out here, they crying and they about to jump off a bridge, man. These rates, yeah, they. But anyway, let me get back to the insurance. So my insurance, I've been looking around for insurance just to give y'all, a perspective on insurance, because I know some of y'all might be looking for insurance. So that's what I've been getting, man. I'm going after Progressive because Progressive Insurance is going to be the insurance company that's going to be able to let me grow a fleet to the capacity that I want to grow it. There are a lot of companies out here, they're going to let you grow, but they always put a cap on it. Like, oh yeah, you only could get 2-3 trucks a year and all that, which is fine. Because I mean, I'm not planning on pulling on a whole bunch of trucks anyway. So, I may only bring on maybe 2 or 3 trucks at a time and move forward with that and just move forward, but I'm going after Progressive and I'm trying to figure out how Progressive does their insurance. I'm trying to figure that out. Like what kind of system, what do they use to make their rates? What is it that I'm doing that make my insurance rate 18,000, because I'm with OIDA right now and my policy with OIDA is like 12,000. And like, the only thing that I don't like about OIDA is that you got to hire guys with 10 years experience. I mean, I don't mind hiring guys with less than 10 years, but I mean, me personally, I'm going to need to hire guys with at least 5 years experience. I mean, I don't want no guy fresh out of truck driving school talking about he want a truck and he trying to lease on to me. And, I'm going to need at least 4 or 5 years experience. Because I think at that 4 or 5 year mark, I think you've been in trucking long enough and you probably ready to get your own truck at about 4 or 5 years. I say about 4 or 5 years. That 10-year, 9-year experience mark, that's a little strict, but I get it. Because that's how OIDA is able to have cheaper rates, because they're only messing with experienced guys, that's, got their own truck and trailer. So I could go with OIDA, but they're only going to let you grow about 2 or 3 trucks. And that's it, max, 2 or 3 trucks. But I mean, if you want to grow more than 2 or 3 trucks, you got to get with a insurance company like Progressive, and that's just what it is. Progressive, they'll let you grow 25, 30 trucks if you want it. I was talking to a guy. He's looking to put on 25 trucks. They quoted him, I think he said $85,000, $90,000 for a policy. 25 trucks. I mean, damn. I mean, that's like what, 5,000 a truck, 5 or 6,000 a truck. I mean, that's a damn good quote. I was talking to a guy. It's him and a few other guys he doing the deal with. Um, so I was talking to him, and so everybody that I talk to that's trying to grow a fleet and that's got a fleet, they got Progressive Insurance. Progressive is the only company out here that's gonna let you like scale the way that you want to. And you gotta pay, but it's just what it is. First gen is 16% bad for your first time truck purchase, 59,000. Yeah, that's pretty high, man. That's um that's pretty high, but it depends on the terms of the loan. It depends on the terms of the loan. Like, um, if you got that truck in a business name, um, if you got that truck in a business name, yeah, you're gonna get that high rate. Um, but if you put the truck in your own name, like if you back the loan up and put the truck in your own name, they might give you a cheaper rate. Because you know, I mean, the rate that I got is 10%. I'm paying 10%. So it's high, but it depends on the terms of it. So if they charging 16% and they're using the truck as collateral, I won't do it, because you can go out there and get a non-collateral loan for like 15, 16%. You get what I'm saying? So you can go out there and get a straight business loan for 15, 16%, no collateral, no doc loan. You get what I'm saying? So if they're gonna charge you that high interest rate, you can just go ahead and just go to a bank and just borrow the money, right? Just open a business checking account at a credit union somewhere and tell them you want to get a straight up business loan, and you'll do the paperwork and you get a straight up business loan and you can buy that truck. No collateral. Now, if they're gonna hold the truck collateral, then they need to give you a better rate. That's in exchange for a rate, because basically you saying, okay, for collateral, I'm gonna let y'all hold a title for a cheaper rate. But if they're gonna charge you 16% and hold a truck collateral, don't do that deal, man. Don't do that. Shop around a little bit. It depends on the terms. Now, if for 59,000, your truck note gonna be 2,800 a month, no, I wouldn't do it. That's a lot of interest, man. Because at 16%, you're gonna be paying about $800 a month in interest. I'm trying to do my math. I'm doing math right off the top of my head, but yeah, you're gonna be looking at a good $700 a month in interest. And so your payment will be like, the principal is gonna be like 2,200. Then you're gonna be paying like $600-700 a month in interest. And so depending on who you talk to, some guys be like, man, I ain't paying all that interest. Yeah, that's fine, but you ain't gonna have no truck. You're not gonna be in business. That's the cost of doing business. It's a tax write-off, man. Like, I would pay interest on a business transaction any day of the week, because that gives me tax deductions. Okay, that gives me a tax deduction. And like, a lot of you guys are stuck in the old thinking, and you don't do your own taxes. I'll guarantee you 95% of you guys don't do your own taxes. And so when I bring you guys an opinion, it goes over your head, but you can't comprehend it because you don't do the stuff that I do. You don't keep a spreadsheet. You don't do your own taxes. You don't do market research. You don't call up banks. You don't do none of this stuff. And so I tell you my opinion on something. You be like, nah, that's stupid. Well, how you think? How can you say something is stupid when you ain't even did your due diligence and investigated and develop your own opinion about something? You just because it don't sound right to you, you ain't gonna do it. Now on the personal side, I wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't entertain no interest rate above like 5-6% on the personal side because on the personal side you can't deduct that. You paying that straight out your pocket. On the personal side, when you do your taxes, ain't nowhere on there you can deduct interest. The only interest you can deduct is on the mortgage. And then with the new tax bill, they took that away. On the business side, you can deduct interest all day long. And like if you got, say you spent $5,000 in interest payments on shit that you got in your business, $5,000 in interest. That's a $5,000 tax deduction. Please give me that $5,000 tax deduction. I don't have to pay the government. And that's the game. Like last year, my tax bill was, man, what was my tax bill? My tax bill was $3,000 last year. My tax bill was $3,000. I only paid taxes on like what? Like 16,000 or something. I made 180 grand last year. I grossed 180 grand. But I only paid taxes on 16. That don't even make no sense. Only paid 3 grand in taxes. But a lot of you guys are gonna avoid the tax deductions. And so it just depends on how you look at it. It just depends on how you look at it. So, but I wouldn't do that deal. I wouldn't do that deal. I would try to get something on a commercial loan. I try to go for something around 8. 8. 8. I'll try to shoot for 8, 7, 8, 9, 10%. More than 10%, it started to make me nervous because that's pretty high. But it's commercial. So when you're dealing with commercial, you can deduct it. So that's just good tax deduction. So if you got a trailer with my trailer, it's got an 8% interest rate. So that's deduction. I get the depreciation and I get to deduct the interest. And I get to deduct the maintenance. And I get to deduct the tax, the plate fees and all that. That's beautiful to me. Give me those deductions, please. And like, guys are afraid to do business. You got to use taxes and hedge taxes to your advantage. And so, like, guys would rather make a whole bunch of money, not pay interest, not pay to do business and pay more money in taxes. That's what a lot of guys do. They sit on a board of fear and like, dude, you doing stuff the wrong way. You doing stuff the wrong way, man. Damn. I mean, damn, you're doing stuff the wrong way. I be laughing at guys sometimes. It's laughable. Like they'll go and buy a trailer, pay cash for the trailer, and then once you pay cash for that trailer, you just lost 10,000. You just lost 15,000, 20,000. You bought a truck 30,000. You lost it. The truck depreciates. Why are you spending your hard-earned money to something that's going to depreciate? That don't make sense to me. Stop paying cash for trucks. Stop paying cash for trucks. I know this is like a complete opposite on what a lot of you guys believe in, but hey, I know a lot of y'all don't do your own taxes, so you don't understand what I'm talking about. So I would rather get a loan on a truck, keep my cash in the bank, put a little bit of money down on it. Like if you go to a dealership and this guy say, hey, this truck $40,000, I'm gonna need you to put $5,000 down on the truck. Okay, cool. Put $5,000 down. The only money that you got in the deal is your $5,000. After that, the truck just pays for itself. Use the bank money. Don't use your own money. It's a free asset. It's a free asset. But, I mean, guys want to pay cash for every doggone thing and watch their money go down the toilet. You're going to pay 40 grand for that truck. That truck ain't going to be worth 20. It's a waste of money. So, just a waste of money. Because you turn around and try to sell that truck, you couldn't get 20, 25,000 for it. You should have just kept your money in the bank and borrowed the money to buy the truck. You should have just borrowed the money on the truck, because the only thing you can write off is depreciation. And you only can depreciate the truck for 3 years. And after 3 years, you're going to have to pay taxes. You're going to have to pay taxes, all the income above that depreciation. After 3 years, you can't depreciate the truck no more. Now, you make $150,000, $180,000, $200,000 a year now. Now you got to pay taxes on all that money. You ain't got no deductions, because you pay cash for your truck. Everything is cash. Just keep your cash in the bank, man. Keep your cash in the bank. Get a cute little note. Now you got some deductions. Now you can write off depreciation and interest payments. That's tax-wise. I like that idea. Tax-wise. I don't know. But, that's just, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate on this video. Thumbs down. Yeah, I know. That's why you take your taxes to the tax guy and I don't. So once you start looking into your taxes, it's like, oh, the light bulb goes off. Oh, let me see. Y'all getting it in here. I'm way behind. Damn. I'm way behind. The range for first time use is 8 to 20%. Depends on experience, credit, and down payment. Yeah, I wouldn't pay more than, the interest rate, I wouldn't pay no more than maybe, I wouldn't pay more than maybe 12 or 13%, because you can go get a business credit card. You can go get a business credit card, take the money, you can go get a $50,000 credit card and buy a truck with the credit card, and your interest rate will be like 18%. Okay, that's what you can do if you're gonna get them kind of rates, and let them hold the title. That don't make sense. Why should you give them collateral when they gonna charge you a high rate? That don't make sense to me. The rate, you should get a cheaper rate and give them the title and let them hold a note. That's how I think about it. But I would get an unsecured loan, buy the truck, and then you get the title. That's what I would do if you're gonna get a high interest rate anyway. But I keep shopping around, because if they're gonna hold a note, and charge you like 7-8%, well, you might want to let them hold a title to it, because then they can repo. Like if you don't pay it, they can repo the junk. But I mean, that's essentially what you got to be looking at. That's what I would consider. It's a trade-off. It's a negotiation tactic. It's a trade-off. That rate sounds like a Freightliner rate. For real? 16%, huh? I didn't know Freightliner was that high. I did not know Freightliner was that high. Because I went down to Arrow Truck Sales. They gave me a rate at 9% on a truck, but I didn't like the payments, man. The payments was still like $1,700 a month, man. I was like, no. I wanted a payment around $1,000 a month. So I went to my credit union, and I went to some banks and stuff like that. And, you can shop around and just get a straight up regular conventional line of credit with your bank, a business line of credit, and just buy a truck like that. You can buy a cute little $30,000, $40,000 truck with a business line of credit from your bank, $30,000, $40,000. It's unsecured. So if you default, I mean, the worst comes to worst, they'll sue you, but you still had a truck. You still had a truck, And so you guys got to learn how to use the paperwork for exit strategies in business. That's what Donald Trump does. All the big boys out here uses all the systems at hand for exit strategy. Okay, LLCs, it's just another exit strategy. A corporation, it's just another exit strategy to stop liability. It's the same thing. So you go out there and put stuff in your own name, man, and but it's kind of like the thing is, though, here's the deal. Here's something to think about. When you got a small business, a single member LLC, you guaranteeing the loan anyway. You personally guaranteeing that loan anyway. But the thing is, you got time, though, because if you default on the loan, they can't come get the truck. They'll sue you. They'll sue you to death. But at least you got time, right? You still got the truck. Because if you go and get a collateralized loan and they hold a title, and you get behind on payments, whatever the case may be, you get behind on payments, they can't come get the truck until they start to sue you and they start to look at your assets and stuff like that. But you still got time, though. You still got time. Okay? And so that'll give you time to run some loads, get the money up, right? So once you start running loads, get the money up, you pay them something, But see, if you got a collateralized loan where they holding the title, soon as you get behind, everybody knows, as soon as you get behind on a payment, like a car payment or a truck payment, they start already proceeding with a repo. They coming to get that truck. They coming to get that truck. Now, like if you park your truck at a truck lot somewhere, they don't know where that truck parked at. They don't know where that truck parked at. So, but if you park the truck at your house, good luck, because they're gonna come to your house and look for that truck. And see, these are all the strategies, the exit strategies, like guys need to look at. I'm talking about the worst situation. We talking about the worst situation. The situation may not even never happen, But these are exit strategies you need to consider and say, okay, if this happens, okay, what can I do with it if this happens? You know, because if you go out there and go get a loan and the company holding the title for 16% interest rate, I don't know, dog. I don't know if I want to do that, because you can go get an unsecured loan for 16%, 15, 12, 13, 14%. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. To me, that don't make sense. It's for Pete 579, but Packov MS 13 scares me. The payment would be $17.34 a month. $59,000, man. I try to find a cheaper truck. I will go for a cheaper truck. I'll look for a truck about 40,000. I'll come down a little bit. That's still a little high for me with these rates out here. That's still a little high for me. Because essentially you're gonna be looking at okay, 14. Let's go through these numbers. What you said 17.34 a month. 17.34. We ain't even getting the insurance. Because you gonna get that truck for 59,000. Now you gotta get insurance on a $60,000 truck, quote unquote. The truck is probably only worth 40, but they selling it to you for 60. But now you gotta insure. When you call insurance company up, they're gonna ask you, how much is your truck worth? If you was to sell your car today, if you was to sell your truck today, how much you think you can get for it? And you're gonna tell them, 59,000. Nah. So now they're gonna insure, you're gonna get a policy on a $59,000 truck. Your insurance is gonna be based on that. Your physical damage is gonna be based on that. It is, And so, like my truck here, I know my truck is worth about 30. My truck is probably worth about 30, 35, maybe. My truck got 500,000 miles on it. It's probably worth about 30, 35. And so when I call the insurance company up and I tell them my truck is worth 30, 35,000, they gonna give me a rate that's way cheaper than a 60. It's all business. We got to look at this like a business. And so we got to look at the whole picture. Okay, let's see 17. You said 17.34 divided by 4. That's gonna be 433 a week, man. 433 a week. Okay, 433 a week. I don't know if you're gonna be leased on or getting your own authority, but if you're gonna get your authority, you're gonna be looking at 433 a week plus, if you get your own authority, you're gonna be looking at about $250 a week. If you're gonna be leased on, you're gonna be paying about $100, maybe $150 a week for physical damage. So, I would get a cheaper truck, man. I would shop for a cheaper truck. That's what I would do. 36 months, okay. Have a college degree, test prepared. Team 48. Yeah, when I made that comment, that's not what I was saying. I was just saying a lot of guys don't educate them. I'm not saying that guys in the business are not educated. I'm not saying guys are stupid. I'm just saying guys don't educate themselves when they're thinking about a business venture. Most people don't. They just jump out there and do it. And that's why, you know, you hear about guys buying a lemon truck. They'll go out there and buy a lemon truck. You always hear the bad stories, but you'll never hear the good ones. Guys go out there and buy a lemon truck. Guys go out there and they truck blow up. Or guys go out there and start a barbershop business. Like, all this stuff is just on a whim. And like, guys, you know, guys don't understand, like, a lot of this stuff is normal business things. These are not things that just popped up last week. Business been doing business since the beginning of time. This is the same stuff business been doing since the beginning of time, since dinosaurs roamed the earth. Like, this is business. This is how business goes, man. Rates go up, rates go down. Okay. And like, guys be acting surprised and like, oh my God, the rates are low. Yeah, you should have prepared. like nobody tell you to go out there and get that $100,000 Peterbilt. Nobody tell you to do that. Nobody tell you to go out there and get that $40,000, $50,000 reefer trailer. Nobody tell you to go do that. Go get you a reasonably priced truck, man, and do business. Nobody tell you to go out there and do all that. Yeah, man, what's going on? I'm way behind. It's 9:17. I'm like 30 minutes behind on these comments. They should be buying duplexes. Yeah, Yeah, Jeff, man, I appreciate it. $2,300 a truck. You talking about? Somebody talking about $2,300 a truck. Progressive use credit above all. I know a guy with one truck had bad credit, got a $70K quote. I don't know how they use credit because, I mean, my credit score fluctuates between 700 to 750. Like, I mean, I consider my credit decent. It's not the best credit. I mean, I know people with 800 credit scores, but I mean, for the most part, with all the stuff I be doing out here, like, my credit goes up and down. It goes from like maybe a 680, and then to go up to like a 720 or 740. It'll hover around 740 for a little while, and then it'll go down to 720, then it go down to 700, then come back up to 740, 750, and then it go down to 680, then it come back up to 720. But for the most part, my credit score fluctuates between 700 to 750. So when I call Progressive up for a quote, I don't know what the hell they looking at, but I'm not behind on none of my bills. I mean, I don't know what they're looking at. My credit isn't quote unquote bad, and so I don't know what they're quoting, but I don't know. No way possible. That's for drivers only, that's for drivers, not the equipment. They wanted to charge me $66K for a new authority. No accidents. Yeah, man. I be telling y'all, call up OOIDA. Progressive Max is 20 trucks. $20 trucks, huh? I don't know. Guys be talking, but I talked to a guy. He said he looking at getting 25 trucks with a Progressive insurance. Maybe he did say 20 trucks. Maybe he did say 20 trucks, but we was on the phone. We was talking, Jeff say, I do corporate individual taxes. You have to learn every aspect of the business to maximize profitability. Learning the tax code is crucial. That's what I be telling guys. And like guys have a one way of thinking and they assume that's the way, right? And like the thing is like I hear what a lot of these guys are saying, but then there are 30 other ways that you missing out on. There are 30 other things that you missing out on. And like you know, you got guys that's been running a sole proprietor their whole life. You got guys that's been running a sole proprietor for 30 years, and that's all they know is to have everything paid for. Is to have a paid for truck, cash, pay cash for everything. And see, that's the reason why they haven't grown yet. They haven't grown to the next level because they think like a small W-2 person. You know, you got guys that's scared to pay interest. You know, that's why that's why guys never grow. Like you got guys out here that scared to get $150,000 loan and scared to pay interest. These guys are just scared. Like you think you're gonna save up $150,000 to go buy 5-6 trucks? No, man. No, man. Like it, you know. And so for that fact, we're gonna stay small because we don't know how to use credit. We don't know how to leverage credit. We scared to pay interest. We scared to pay a fee. We scared to pay somebody to do something for us. We scared. And so all we know is to pay cash. You know, Big Mama told us, no, don't mess with that credit. Don't mess with that credit. You know, Big Mama, I grew up in a household like that. You know, I grew up in a household like that where, you know, my parents told me, hey, don't mess with that credit. Credit is bad. No, it ain't, man. Credit is a thing, is a tool that could be used just like anything else. Credit can be rebuilt. Credit can be smashed and rebuilt. And like, once you understand the credit game, like you can go out there and borrow all this money, right? Smash your credit, turn around, rebuild it back up and do it again. And like you got guys out here, you got people out here. I want to say guys because guys and girls do the same thing. Because you got a group of people out here that just scared to do stuff because they scared of credit. Like y'all be acting like somebody gonna bang on your door to get that money. You know, like I be talking to guys. It's just this fear mongering. Guys be talking. Oh, what if you try to get an apartment? Like you can get an apartment with bad credit, man. Like so, okay, you get a bankruptcy. Okay, you go through the bankruptcy judgment. You get the thing discharged. You go through your life for about 2-3 years. You turn around. I talk to people who've been through bankruptcy. They sitting up there with a portfolio of 50 properties on there. They got 50 properties. They've been through. It's like y'all be acting like somebody gonna bang on your door. The police gonna bang on your door trying to get that money. Oh, you owe us $200,000. It's like what y'all scared of for? Like it's like I be talking to people, they be scared. Like it's like Big Mama has taught us. I'm talking about in the black community. So in the black community, Big Mama has taught us to be scared of credit, and that's why generationally black people have not on a large scale. Black people have been stifled to grow to a certain level because we don't know how to use business entities, trust, insurance, business credit. We don't know how to use this stuff to grow, man. We don't know how to use it. We just scared of it. What you scared of? Oh, well, I don't want to pay the interest. So you scared to make millions because you don't want to pay a little motherfucking interest. It's like this. Y'all are a trip. Y'all are a trip. I just be laughing. And that spirit of a small person, you never gonna grow to nothing. You never gonna grow to nothing if you scared to pay a fee to do something. It's laughable, man. I be laughing at this shit. I be laughing. Only 3 years for depreciation benefits, so I should trade the truck after 2 years or no? No, I wouldn't say trade the truck in, but I would say while you got that appreciation period, you need to be putting money into other assets. I mean, I don't want to say real estate, but since we on the topic, yeah, real estate. Yeah, put it in some real estate. So in them 3-4 years, while you getting that tax deduction on taxes, yeah, I'll be putting that money into some real estate. So that way, when your deductions are gone or your appreciation is gone, then you have deductions over here. And after the 3-year period, turn around and buy another truck. You know? I don't want to say after 2 years, but yeah, 3 years, 4 years, you know, so that way you can keep the appreciation coming in. As far as taxes are concerned, you know, as far as taxes, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I mean, you know, guys, that's, you know, that's what guys be saying, man. It's, you know, first gen, you get 3 years depreciation and a slight amount rolls into the 4th year. For example, 50K. 50K first year, 15K, second year, 20K, third year, 10K, fourth year, 5K. Right. So if you add all that up, let's see, 15 plus 20, that's 35, 45, and then you get the 50. So all that adds up to about 50K. It depends on which depreciation method that you use. So a lot of times when I be talking, I don't tell all the details, but yeah, Jeff is right. So in that 4th year, it may be, depending on the price of the truck, it may be on $1,000 in depreciation. You might get 2,000, 3,000. You know, because they got, you know, you got straight line, you got the double depreciation method. You know, you got all these depreciation methods. Depending on which one you use, you could just do a straight line and do an even split. If you got a $30,000 truck, you depreciate $10,000 a year, right, for 3 years. Or like what Jeff said, for a $50,000 truck, it'll be what he said. It'll be 15, 20, 10, and 5. You know. But yeah, even if you give some money, I'll look for a bank loan option and cheaper truck too. I think 40K would do just fine. Yeah, first gen, that truck with the rates where they at now. So first gen trucker, this is for first gen trucker. Let me help you do this. First gen trucker. Let me help you find the price for a truck. Okay. Let me help you find a price for a truck. Essentially, this is what you want to do. Typically, the average truck driver runs a truck for about 10,000 miles a week. Average 10,000 miles a week. Okay? 10,000 miles. I'm sorry, not 10,000 miles a week. 10,000 miles a month. That's 2,500 miles a week. You run 2,500 miles a week, that's average. Average. Some weeks you're going to run 26, 2,700. Some weeks you're going to run 1,800 miles a week. Some weeks you're going to run 2,200 miles a week. It's average, okay? Average miles. Because I know I'm gonna get a guy in here that's he gonna be a jerk. Like, what? I only run 1,000 miles a week. Stop. I'm trying to do calculations here. So get my calculator. 10,000 miles a month, right? Okay, typically fuel is gonna be somewhere around 3,500 a month. Your insurance is going to be somewhere around 1,100 a month. Depending on if you buy a truck, if you buy trailer cash, you know. Okay, my house bills are about $1,500 a month. Okay. My house bills are $1,500 a month. So we're going to try to figure out how much of a truck payment that we need to stay within the range, because a lot of times, a lot of guys go out here, they buy a truck and they don't have a budget. They don't develop a budget. They don't know how much money they need to spend. They just be like, oh, that truck's 70,000. Let's get it. No. This is business. We need to find our budget. We need to find a budget so that we can figure out how much money we need to spend. Okay, so 3,500 average on fuel. Hold on, 3,500 plus 1,100. 3,500 plus 1,100 plus 1,500. Okay, you're looking at $6,100. $6,100. Okay. You take that 6,100 and you divide it by 10,000. 10,000 miles. That's going to put you at 61 cents a mile. That's putting you at 61 cents a mile. 61. So for fuel, insurance, and house bills, you know you need 61 cents a mile. We ain't get a truck, we ain't get a trailer. Okay? We ain't get a truck, we ain't get a trailer. Okay, that means, okay, the rates out here been running like at $1.50, $1.60, $1.70. Every blue moon, I get a $2 a mile load. But average, I've been doing about 4,300 a week. And I'll run maybe 2,200 miles. Okay, 4,300 divide 2,200 miles. So that's $1.95 a mile. $1.95 a mile. So I take that 61 cents a mile. That'll give us $1.34 a mile to work with. So, I mean, typically, I wouldn't mess with a truck. I wouldn't mess with a truck and trailer outfit rigged together. I wouldn't mess with a truck because I like to see profit of $1 a mile. I like to make $1 a mile profit. That's what I like to do. I like to do $1 a mile profit. $1 a mile profit, that'll give me retirement money, real estate money, cruise money, savings money. $1 a mile, that's enough for me. Okay, so I mean, you can come up with your own number, but essentially we got 34 cents a mile to play with. And so, I mean, let me see. If you got a truck payment, of $1,500 divided by 10,000 miles, that's 15 cents a mile for a truck. Okay, 15 cents a mile. Because you take the truck payment of $1,500 divided by 10 miles. That's like average, because we need a number to go by. Okay, say you got a trailer. Okay, you go out there and get a trailer. If you're gonna be leased on, I mean, you pulling somebody else's trailer. So the trailer is gonna be, so let's do, say you get a trailer, that trailer payment is $500 a month. Let's see, 500 divided by 10,000 miles. The trailer is 5 cents a mile. So we add 5 cents a mile plus the 15 cents a mile. That'll give us 20 cents a mile for the truck and trailer. Okay, so 1,500 plus a $500 a month, so 6,100. So I'm gonna add that 6,100 plus the $1,500 a month truck plus the $500 trailer. We're looking at $8,100 a month in expenses. Now let's find our cost per mile. 8,100 divide 10,000. So we're looking at 81 cents a mile. That's 81 cents a mile. I mean, my truck is $1,200 a month. So that means my truck is 12 cents a mile cost. So I mean, like I said, like you got to know your expenses. Like guys don't like to pull dollar mile freight, but you can pull freight. Like if you got, but see, the thing is, like guys be acting like they gonna pull dollar mile freight all week. That's all you're gonna be pulling. Like if you pull, if your loads are paying $1.50, $1.60 a mile, right? But then you go down to Florida and you pull a load out of there 70 cents a mile. That's just one load. Then that load pays 70 cents a mile to get, let's say the load go 300 miles and it pays 70 cents a mile. And it took you up a state to get you another load that pays $2 a mile, $1.80 a mile. Well, your expenses are 81 cents a mile. You still making money, man. And see, for the most part, a lot of guys don't work their numbers. They don't know their numbers, so they running their truck off of emotion. They don't know taxes. They don't keep a spreadsheet on their truck. They don't know this. They don't know that, man, I can still make it. I can still make it at $1 a mile. I know I can make it with $1 a mile. I'm still keeping the lights on at the house. I'm still making my truck and trailer payment. I'm still eating. I'm still making enough money to eat. Bare minimum. If you was to run dollar mile freight all week, you still making it. You still making it. You still making it. Okay. I mean, you only gonna make 19 cents a mile. You only gonna make 19 cents a mile, but that's not the point. The point is guys don't know their numbers, and so it's like they get emotional about it. Nah, I ain't doing that. Or I'm gonna stay home. Okay, if you stay home because you don't see no loads, you making it even harder because you gotta the next day or the next day after that, you gotta pull freight that's gonna pay for yesterday and the day. You make it even harder. So instead of instead of pulling freight for 80 cents a mile, now you got to pull freight for $1.60 a mile. Every day that you stay home is a day that you losing money. You know? And so I still run like I'm at Snyder. I run my truck by the day. And so I run my truck by daily revenue. I always want to keep revenue coming in. I was like, okay, I need to make at least $700 a day. Okay? Because it costs me $200 a day just to send in the truck and then refuel. So if I run a load for $700 and it costs me $200 for my truck, and then it costs another $100 in fuel, I'm a profit $400 for the day. That's along with knowing these numbers and my daily rate. It's like even with the low rates out here, you still can make it. And like guys don't do this. Guys don't know how to use this. We don't know how to use this. We don't. We just don't. We call up a broker and be like, hey, I'm calling on this load going from here to here. Oh yeah, can you give me 800 on it? And the load could be going 800 miles. Like, do you even pull out a calculator and say, okay, 800 miles, 800 divided by 800 miles, okay. You don't even know if the load good or not. And we don't do this. I don't know why. So for the sake of this video, next gen trucker, first gen trucker, just develop a budget. So that way, when you go out there shopping for a truck, you don't have to ask me in my videos. You can calculate it and know what kind of truck payment you need to make it. Me personally, I would try to find a truck payment about $1,000 a month, because it don't matter if your truck payment is $2,000 a month, $2,500 a month, $500 a month. It's not gonna make the rates pay more money. Find the best truck out here, the best reliable truck out here, and go with that. And so if you can find $1,000 a month truck, go with that. Because it ain't no point getting a $1,700 truck just to ride pretty. You can go out there and find a Freightliner that's about 30, 40,000. You can probably find a Peterbilt for 30, 40,000. You get a note on that truck, your payment won't even be $1,000 a month, $13K weekly. Okay, yeah, Team 48. Use credit layers. Right now, you talking business. Yeah, man. Yeah, I get you. I'm not saying guys should go out there and book dollar mile freight, but the fact is you need to know your numbers. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's the point I'm trying to make. I rarely pull dollar mile freight, but if in a pinch, I'll pull something short. Okay. So like when I'm in Florida, I wouldn't pull a load from Orlando all the way to Atlanta. I would pull a load from Orlando to Jacksonville. I'll pull a load from Orlando to Valdosta, 200 miles, just to get me out of there to pay for my fuel. Okay? I would do that. But if the load paying $1 a mile, yeah, I'll do it. If the load paying $400 to go north a little bit, yeah, I'll do it. But the thing is, you don't even know your numbers if you even gonna make money doing it. A lot of guys just don't do it at all. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm just saying, in a worst situation, in the worst situation, you can pull loads at 80, 90 cents a mile and still make it. That's what I'm saying. Worst case scenario. And we don't do that. We don't factor in the worst case exit strategy. We don't factor in the worst case situation. That's the point I'm trying to make. I don't never book loads $1 a mile like that. I never do that. But at least you know if you can do it or not. If you're gonna even make money with it. I know if a load on the board, if I'm in the area, all these loads $1 a mile, all these loads, $1 mile loads. And I know my expenses at 80, 90 cents a mile, I know I can still make money with that load. At least I'm gonna pay for fuel. I don't want to pay for fuel. Let the customer pay for the fuel, man. You sitting there anyway. And, you know, you got some guys, they'll be like, well, what about wear and tear? Okay, wear and tear. Maintenance is about 7-8 cents a mile. That's what I factor in for maintenance. So if you factor in, you know, if you're doing 10,000 miles a month, okay, times 0.08, essentially you putting back $800 a month back for maintenance. You should have that times 12. You putting back $9,600 a year back for maintenance. $9,600. And if you do that in 3 years, you should have enough money to buy a whole new truck. That's 3 years. 28,800. Every 3 years you can buy a truck cash. You know, or put down a healthy down payment. You can put down 10,000. If you're putting back $800, $900 a month back for maintenance, because I know a lot of guys, they love to talk about this wear and tear. Well, you know, I don't want to wear my truck out. Well, that's because you ain't putting no money back for maintenance. That's part of the game. It's like guys be scared to do business. Guys want to come out here and do business, but they don't want to do business. That's business. Like I got 3 rental properties. You know, you got 3 rental properties. You think I'm not scared about maintenance? I'll put money back for maintenance for each of them rental properties. So in 20 years, I know I should have $4,000 for each property to buy a roof. $4,000 or $5,000 for each property to buy a roof. In 10, 15 years, I know I have $4,000 to put a new AC unit, put down carpet. It's part of the game. You put back 40%. Put back 40% of your money back for maintenance. Everything above that is profit. Put back 40%. And so that's, you know, we got an hour. I got an hour and 18 minutes on here. Fact that with any business, you need to know your numbers. That's just the bottom line. You need to know your numbers. Any dollar is better than no dollar. Yep, that's right. Like guys be sitting around with paid for trucks thinking that they don't have no expenses. Yeah, it's not coming out your pocket. But the fact that the truck's sitting there depreciating, ain't making you no money because you feel like the rates ain't good enough and all that, man, give the truck up and go get a regular job if you feel that way. They don't make no sense. Get a truck to me. I'll put it to work. I'll run the shit out that truck. I don't care if it's paid for or not. The best time to run a truck is when it's paid for. The best time to run a truck is when it's paid for. Okay? Y'all, let me get 4 or 5 paid for trucks. Man, I be running the dog shit out them damn trucks. Man, what you talking about? Shoot, you be making so much money. Shoot. And like that's just what it is, man. We talking about breakdowns, we talking about wear and tear on the truck. Man, wear and tear, you factor that into the load, man. It's when you calling a broker up on a load and he quoting you $800 on the load. Ask for $25 more, man. $25 more. Because essentially, if you ask for 20, let's see, 800 times 8%, that's $64. Ask for $50 more on the load. You know, that'll pay for your maintenance. That'll pay for your factoring fee, like all of that stuff. And like, you know, so you know, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, I think guys just need to just go get put their truck for sale and go get a company driver job. You know, that's just what it is. Go get you a company driver job, and you know, but yeah, I hope that helps, first gen trucker. You got to get a budget together. You know, that's all. Just get a budget together. Then you know how much you need to spend on the truck. So then when you come out here in a slow season like it is right now, you can make it. I suggest getting a truck payment about $1,000 a month. Get a truck payment at $1,000 a month and you'll be all right. You know, you will be all right. Because if you run 10,000 miles, your truck will only cost you 10 cents a mile a month. You know, 10 cents a mile a month. Your trailer is only going to cost you, if you get a $400-$500 a month trailer payment, the trailer payment is only going to cost you 5 cents a month. 5 cents a mile. The big one is fuel and insurance. Other than that, whatever you got left over, man, is profit, man. You can stack up and go buy rental properties. I mean, you can put some money in mutual funds and you can build a fleet. You can do it. You just got to know your numbers, you know? You got to know them numbers, man. You know? And so I know, like with me, when I'm looking at loads, like for example, when there's a load that's going 800 miles, if I see a load that's going 800 miles, essentially that's 2 days of work. And so to me, I need that load to pay for 2 days of work. I need $1,000 a day. I know right now you can't always get $1,000 a day. I got a load on Friday that's paying $1,000. Okay, but that's it. That's it. And so when we see loads that go 800 miles, like for $1,000, $1,100, you're not making no money with that load, because essentially that's $500 a day. I'll pass on that load. For me to run a load 800 miles, I would need to make at least 1,500, 1,700, 1,800 on that load, because that's giving me $700, $800, $900 a day. get what I'm saying? And so I combine my cost per mile with the rate per mile and my daily revenue requirements. I combine all that together to get the best rate out here, you know, to get the best load. And, you know, and try to get the best load. And you know, I talk to guys and like they don't like to run for free and stuff like that. It's like, man, you sitting up here talking about you don't want to run for free. However, you decided to go get a truck, man. You in business. Sometimes you're gonna have to do loads for free, quote unquote. You're gonna have to do the load for free. That's part of doing business, man. I mean, if you want to think like that, you should just go ahead and like sell your truck, man, and be a company driver, make your $1,000 a week, you know, because, you know, sometimes in business, you're going to have to go without for a long time to get a rate of return on your money. You're not going to always make money. Like with my rental properties. I know with my rental properties, when I'm looking at buying a rental property, I know it's going to take me 3-4 years to get a return on my money. I'm not going to see my money back. I have to hold these properties for at least 3-4 years to get my money back. This ain't no flipping game. We ain't flipping. Okay, we talking about long-term old man retirement money. I got nothing but time. I ain't in no hurry. And like guys get in a hurry and they want the money fast. And like business don't work like that. Business is a long-term game. And so when you're looking at something, you're looking at, okay, what's my rate of return? What's my rate of return? What's my rate of return? Okay, is it going to take me a year, 2 years, 3 years to get my money back? And the same thing with a load. It's like you see a load pulling somewhere and, okay, what's your rate of return on that load? Is it going to put you in a better place to make more money? Is the load costing you money to, you know, so it's like guys, it's like a lot of guys don't think like that. They just look at the instant gratification of the load and they just like, oh, no, I ain't gonna do that. Well, what else you gonna do? You gonna sit? You gonna sit? Because if you sit for 2 or 3 days, essentially, when you do find a load, now you gotta make up for the other days. Now you gotta work 3 times as harder. You might as well just find something and book it. You might as well just find something and book it to keep the pressure off you. That's just how I look at it, even with a paid for truck. Because I know a lot of guys, well, I don't have to run. My truck paid for. I just run 1 load a week. No, dog. You have to pay for that truck. Because when that truck break down, when it's time to get a new truck, you ain't going to have money in the bank. You got to keep running. You got to keep the money coming in. You got to keep the cash flow coming in. And like, you know, like a lot of guys don't get that. They don't get it. You know, they don't get it. But I think I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna answer a few more questions, and I wrote it all down, and we'll be getting my number together. That's right, man. Peterbilt is throwing this truck at me though. They almost got me. That's right, man. 1,700. That's 18 cents a mile for that truck. It's 18 cents a mile. You know, it's 18 cents a mile. I mean, you can negotiate. You can use this as a negotiation. If you can get that truck down to like 48, you know, I can consider it. Use it as a negotiation. Get that truck looked at by a mechanic. Look over the truck. Take your time with it. Because basically, you got to act like you don't want the truck. And if they drop that price down to like 45, 48, matter of fact, call them up and see if you can get 45,000 for that truck. If they don't want to take 45,000 for it, don't do it. Don't do it. But because these guys, they don't have your they don't have your benefit. They're not in for your benefit. They just trying to sell a truck. These salesmen out here, they'll sell you a bucket of garbage. They'll sell you a bucket of garbage. They'll sell you a bucket of dog shit if you let them. They don't care. They just want to sell a truck and get their commission. That's all they see. They see that truck is just an item on the shelf that they need to sell. That's it. They don't care about you. They just trying to sell the truck. That truck, it could be a raggedy toe down truck. They don't care. They just want to sell it. And so for you, you need to act like you don't want it. And so call the dealership up and say, hey man, that truck, get a report done on that truck and see how much the truck really costs. Or you can do, you can shop around, get the year, make and model, the how many miles on it, and shop around and see how much trucks are actually going for in that price range. I guarantee you they're a little high, and like I call them and say, hey man, I give y'all 43,000 for that truck. I do it for 43,000 and see what they'll say. They probably ain't gonna do it because they know they can sell that truck to anybody else for 59. So it's too many trucks out here. There's a lot of trucks out here, man. That ain't the only truck. And at that interest rate, what, 17%? No, that's too high, man. That is way too high. But hey, let me get off here. We got an hour and 30 minutes on here, man. I appreciate y'all watching my videos. I'll see y'all next time.